today's video, Pistons fans, I want to talk about Derrick Rose and what the Pistons should do with Derrick Rose. Now, this is a topic that's been talked about recently. Obviously, with the Pistons coming out in the season, we struggled earlier on. We've been playing well recently, but we struggled earlier on in the season, and it's been a big topic and debate in the fan base what you would do with Derrick Rose. And if you guys remember last year around the trade deadline, we were in talks with the Lakers for Kyle Kuzma or Alex Caruso. It was us giving them Derrick Rose for either Kuzma and a pick or Alex Caruso and a pick. And now this season we're in a similar scenario where we are going to be, if we decide to move Derrick Rose, we're going to be shopping him for guys like Caruso and Kuzma. Now, the thing about this is we first have to decide, are we getting rid of Derrick Rose? Okay, Derrick Rose is currently on the final year of his deal. He's been an excellent player for us coming off the bench, scoring the basketball and being a mentor for Killian Hayes when Killian Hayes was healthy and not injured. So he's been solid all around for us. I've had no complaints the entire time he's been here. Even in his first season, I had no complaints. Even though we were a bad team last year, I didn't have any issue with Derrick Rose. So that's the thing for me. Okay, we need to decide first off, should we get rid of him? And for me, it depends on where we are near the trade deadline. All right, so at the trade deadline, let's say the Pistons are a team that's fringe close to the playoffs. We could be in a running for a play-in round. If we're in a scenario like that, I say why not keep Derrick Rose, try to compete for the playoff spot if we're near the 9th 10th seed at the trade deadline. All right, if we're close to the playoffs near the trade deadline, I say let's keep him. But if at the trade deadline we are as we are right now, we're at the bottom of the Eastern Conference, one of the worst teams in the NBA, a bad record, we have no chance of making the playoffs. If we're a bad team at the deadline and we have no shot at the deadline, then I say yes, let's move him. He's on the last year of his deal. If we let him go, if we're gonna basically let him walk for nothing. And I would say in that scenario, if we suck at the deadline, then yes, let's trade him then. So for me, it depends on which scenario we are at the deadline. Now, if we do trade him, what would we want for Derrick Rose? So for me, Derrick Rose, I would want high compensation because I feel like any contending team needs a guy like Derrick Rose, a point guard who can come off the bench and just flat out score. If a team like Milwaukee or the Clippers or any of these top teams in the NBA, if they call us and they inquire about Derrick Rose, I want from them some equitable value. If you look at the Clippers, I know we had him recently, but just for example, let's say we called up the Clippers and they said they wanted Derrick Rose, they called us and they said they wanted Derrick Rose. I would want someone like a Luke Kennard. Obviously, we don't want Luke Kennard because he's already been on the roster. But just for example, okay, I would want someone like a Luke Kennard and give us a pick. Okay, that's something I would want for Derrick Rose, something like that. If I would need a decent player in exchange for Derrick Rose, and I will also want a first or second round pick. You can either give me a first round pick or 2 second-round picks. Okay, I would be cool with that. So that's the type of deal that I would want for someone like Derrick Rose because his value is just so high. It's a guy who can just come off the bench and just ball out. Any contending team will want a Derrick Rose type player. I know for a fact at the deadline there are going to be desperate teams who will want Derrick Rose, and if we're bad at the deadline, I could easily see us moving him. I know he was mentoring Killian Hayes and he's been good for us coming off the bench, but if it's time for him to go and this roster is not good at the deadline, then why not trade him and let the guys like Saban Lee, Frank Jackson, why not let them get more clock and get Derrick Rose up out of here, get him on a contending team so that, I know a lot of Derrick Rose fans, they want him off the Pistons because they want him to win a championship. So if we suck at the deadline, man, it works for both sides to get him up out of here. So Pistons fans, let me know how y'all feel about this topic in the comment section below. I feel like I gave you guys my reasoning in a pretty well-fashioned way. Let me know if y'all believe we should trade him at the deadline or we should keep him for the remainder of the season and try to make a playoff push. So like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Thank y'all for 1K. I'm out.